Liam, let's just reflect on the game against Oldham. I actually brought it up with Paul. I brought you up as one of the players against Paul, and just it was so nice to see you. You look like you're enjoying yourself out there, working exceptionally hard. You look in great shape. Are you pleased with your performance personally? And then we'll get onto the team in a moment. But personally, the first game.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think that's the freedom that the gaffer's given us since he's come in. It feels just like playing under 15s again, and we just go out and play football sort of thing, and that's massive for the gaffer. The freedom to make mistakes, I think, which is a big thing. I think a lot of last year was a lot of us were playing within ourselves just because of how it was going. But I guess that's the sort of the good thing about the start of the season, right? We're in a position where we can we've not lost any games, or we're in a position where we can sort of go out but I think we see that throughout the whole season. So yeah, it's been enjoyable.
I think fun is a word that we're probably using when we talk about Paul, and certainly his interviews with us. But the whole vibe seems to have changed around the place. I mean, it wasn't, I wouldn't go so far as to say toxic last year, because I think that's a bit too far, but it wasn't. You could kind of feel that things weren't quite right, and all that seems to be in the process, certainly, or quite far down the line of being eradicated and changed.
Yeah, I think the gaffer come in from last season and took the weight off everyone's shoulders, really. From the first meeting we had with him, he was just massive on enjoying football, and I think that's shown so far, especially this start of this season.
I think there was a moment when you played against MK Dons. I'm going back a bit now, so bear with me, but there's a point to this. When you played against MK Dons, and let's be honest, ripped MK Dons apart. I was there, especially here. Horrible. But then you were signed by the club, and there was that expectation from the fans on you, and it didn't quite work. I'm not talking about you personally, but the team last season. And I think a lot of fans would have left on Saturday seeing your performance going, yeah, that's the Liam Kelly that we saw take us apart. Do you feel like you're back to where you're getting back to where you should be?
Yeah, I think you said that well. Like, obviously, I come here last season, and I probably didn't use the expectation as well as I probably could have. I probably haven't had that in a way for the last few years of football, where I've signed somewhere and sort of I come off obviously the Wembley game, and then obviously the expectations on me to do what I did, and I probably hadn't been used to that in a way. I know it's like, yeah, and I probably didn't play as well as that because I had that on my shoulders, whereas now I think I've sort of got it off me. We signed some of the players we signed have maybe sort of taken that away from me, which may help me in a way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and obviously the way the gaffer's come in. I had a chat with him when he first come in last season, with him and Richie, a really good chat, and and it really helped me. So
yeah, there's a clarity with Richie and Paul, isn't there? There's you know what's expected of you, and there will be an arm around the shoulder if you need it as a player, but there'll also be clear direction, which I think everyone needs. Yeah,
I think it's his personality sort of shown in his teams. I think the way we're going to play is going to be fun, enjoying. Some of the attackers we signed this season is going to be fun, and that's sort of our game. Give it to them, they're going to create, and yeah, it will be fun.
And we're one game in, for goodness sakes. Nobody's, it's just one game, but you can see in that one game against Oldham that there's room for improvement, of course, but you can see where that improvement can happen, can't you? And I think all the players feel that as well.
Yeah, 100%. To be fair, I think the team that started Saturday, I'm not sure if we played with each other throughout pre-season. There was a lot of change, and so I think we're only get to know each other better. We know what Mendes needs, Aaron needs, the whole team will know. So yeah, I think we're only get better.
Appreciate your time, thank you.
Have you known a season quite like last season? I mean, you came in, within a few weeks there was a new owner, a few more weeks you had a new manager, a few more months you had another new manager. It must have been impossible for all of you new guys to get to grips with what on earth was going on behind the scenes, let alone on the pitch.
Yeah, I think momentum's massive in football, and obviously we didn't start well, which obviously is never good, but then obviously Mike left after a few games, and then Scott comes in, and there's different styles or whatever, and I think the biggest thing we didn't have last year was momentum, which I think is massive. I think we had a few games, 6 in a row, where we won, but even then, like, we could feel it as a team. We weren't playing well, and I feel like when you're not playing well but winning, it's tough, because when you then start to lose, it's hard to then pick it up again. But I think the momentum this year will be good for us.
You speak about that weight of expectation. How heavy was it on you last season, do you think?
I don't really know. I didn't really feel it in the moment because you'd never do. But yeah, I guess it probably played on me a lot more in terms of when I'm not playing well. You sort of tend to do stuff that you're probably not used to doing because you feel like you need to do something. You need to show yourself. Whereas like now, I feel like the weight's off me and I can just play football like I'm under 15s again and just go and enjoy myself and hopefully see the best of me. Yeah.
And that's what's great about playing under 15s football, isn't it? Is that everybody will play with a smile on their face. You're all doing it because you love playing football, and you know that's the whole point.
Yeah, and I think the gaffer's big on that. I think like you said, when you play from under 9s to sort of until you get into the first team, it's sort of like there's no expectation, there's nothing on the line, and then I guess as soon as first team football comes in, it's like it gets blown out of proportion really. And I think the gaffers are massive on enjoying ourselves and just playing with that freedom.
How different is your role in Paul Warne's side compared to the way it would have been under Mike or Scott?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I've probably not played 4-3-3 in probably 5-6 years now. So
maybe since you're under 15.
Yeah, the last few clubs I've been at, obviously under Mike here as well, we played sort of a 3-box-3 formation. So my role's different, but I've enjoyed it. It's not too different to what I've been used to. I can just go and get on the ball, and I think we have a good understanding of our roles in the system as well, which helps. So I think all our midfielders know that even if I have to go higher up and Kane drops deeper or Alex drops deeper, but we know the role in that system, which is massive as well.
And it's probably just going to take one win and everybody just goes, okay, everything's rolling, but it's easy to get carried away, isn't it? And I think we felt elements of that last season where MK Dons are going to whitewash the league, and it didn't come to pass. It needs to be the confidence and the ambition kind of needs to be kept a lid on. Certainly, as you speak outwards, like you don't want to be saying, "Oh yeah, we're definitely going to be champions." Internally, you might think it though.
Yeah, 100%. I think, like you said, last year we had that, but I do feel like this year we have a more well-rounded squad. And that's nothing against the squad we had last year because we had really, really good players. But I think as a rounded squad, I think we are better this year in terms of we've got pace up front. We've got midfielders that can do a lot of things, different roles and that. So, I think it's just about the expectation in the club within ourselves, knowing what that is, but then just being humble when we go out on the pitch and taking every day as it comes and every game as it comes and knowing that again, we're probably there to be shot at, right? So I think using that expectation a little bit different this year as well, because we probably didn't use it as well as a team as well. Like I spoke about it myself, but as a team as well last year, we probably didn't use it as well as we should have.
And being shot at, I think we could see by Oldham's reaction of them celebrating at 0-0 at the end of the game on Saturday that MK Dons are the team that a lot of people are going to be wanting to come and upset. And I can imagine that for the next 45 games, you're probably going to be coming up against that quite a lot.
Yeah, and I think just playing in the stadium brings that as well. Obviously, being an opposition player that's come here, you do sort of turn up as an opposition and you sort of feel like, to win here would be like even better than winning at home, if wherever. So, I think that will be 22 more games like this at home. And again, I think it's a game that you can learn from. I think we went over it as a squad on Monday and we sort of know that if teams are going to do that more, then what we can do to be better.
But then, of course, you've got to go to places like Barrow, as you do on Saturday, and they will present a wholly different challenge to you. And I think you played there last season, and it's a tough place to go, isn't it? Yeah,
it's never nice going to Barrow away. But I think what will be nice is that hopefully we'll go there when it's sunny and the grass is green.
No storms this time.
Yeah, I've not been there probably since November in a game before November, and it's very different to how hopefully it will look on Saturday. But it'll be as tough as what they always are. So but looking forward to it.
Nice one, cheers, Liam.
Thank you. Hi, Liam. The midfield played well on Saturday, as you know, and the manager particularly singled you out for your work rate and invention and everything. But still no goals came from what's now a really good front line that we've got. Sorry if you've touched on this before, but why do you think that happened? The manager said they're still not getting enough service and enough chances. Is it this business of you haven't been playing with everybody together long enough?
Yeah, I think it's a mix of everything, really. I think the gaffer spoke about it a lot. We don't like shooting here, and that's one thing that we probably do need to do more, because then it creates different avenues. Teams will have to come out if we're shooting from distance, etc. So yeah, and then I think it's just about getting the attacking players in better positions higher up. I think Rush and Mendes had a lot of the ball on Saturday, but maybe not in positions that can hurt teams. So yeah, hopefully we can start doing that more.
A reasonable start, as we've all said here, but how important now is it to go on Saturday and really try to get a win?
Yeah, I think the first win is always going to be important, especially with obviously the name around us. It'll probably take a bit of the weight off our shoulders. I think we had it last year. I'm not sure what game we won in. Maybe 4 or 5 it took us. So I think the longer that goes on, the anxiety and everything around the club builds. But yeah, hopefully Saturday we can get our first win.
Lovely. Very quick one about coming here to this stadium. Do you think more and more teams are going to be coming here, putting 5 across the back and making it really hard for us to score? Ironically, harder for us to score at home.
Yeah, I guess it would all depend on how we're doing in the league, I think last year we had a lot of teams come here and did the opposite, where we seen them play good football because the pitch is that big that you can. And I think that probably shocked us a lot. Like, we had Barrow come here, Fleetwood, teams that probably predominantly don't really play football, but come here because we're in a rough patch and it's a nice stadium. Teams feel like they can play here, and yeah, I guess it all depends on how we're doing in the league, and it's just, yeah, it'd be something to work on.